Michael's going to do? Michael's, whoa, wait a minute, what was that?
The red light.
Michael's now backed up. Come on, wait.
He's trapped.
Here comes Helmsley. Here comes Helmsley. Helmsley, oh, wait a minute.
No.
Helmsley, look at Michael's climbing up with a Titan.
Tombstone on a steel.
I can't. Michaels, look at this. He's climbing up the Titantron. He'll do anything to escape.
Welcome to WWF New York. Well, there you see Jerry the King Lawler and his son, Brian Christopher.
Come on.
It's the WWF's answer to Ward and the Beaver.
Hey, that's Jerry Lawler and his protege, and these peons don't deserve to have this greatness of this royalty in their midst right here. I'll tell you that.
James, see, I'm almost emotional here on WWF New York. It's such a touching sight. It's a hallmark moment. It's Daddy and his son together.
Oh, come on now. You ought to be standing up because it's 2 generations of greatness. Brian Christopher, Too Sexy, and Jerry the King Lawler. But they are not, I repeat, not related to each other.
Now, if Lawler is a Burger King, does that make his boy a Whopper Jr.? Just wondering.
I ought to kick you in the McNuggets.
Well, folks, here on WWF New York, we've got a lumberjack match coming up, featuring Rocky Maivia, the Nation of Domination, meeting Chainz of the Disciples of Apocalypse. The Legion of Doom will be here this week. We'll take a look at Raw and what Vince McMahon and Steve Austin had to say to each other.
What about that big single match we've got between the Patriot and Brian Pillman? And Pillman, I can't wait to see how he's going to have Marlena dressed today.
And Thrasher and Henry Godwinn will go one-on-one as well. So it's going to be Brian Christopher and Flash Funk. And it wasn't that long ago when Flash Funk defeated Brian Christopher. And of course, we all remember last week that the King joined us, thanks to your invitation.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. The King cost Flash a victory last week against Jesse James. So this whole family feud, so to speak, has been brewing for quite a while here on WWF New York.
Well, now, a little miscalculation there. Flash moved out of the way, but Brian Christopher's got to keep his eye on the ball and not his not the King's head. That's what I meant to say.
You mean his daddy?
No. If Jerry Lawler says they're not related, it's good enough for me.
I don't know if it's good enough for anybody else. It's just not true, James. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, it's Bad Blood weekend, and this could be the pay-per-view of the year this Sunday night from St. Louis, Missouri's Kiel Center. Tomorrow night on pay-per-view is going to be absolutely electrifying. And as we saw at the top of the program, there's not going to be anywhere for Shawn Michaels to run tomorrow night. Nice high hip block takeover by Flash Funk, and a moonsault leg drop to the lateral press. And the King tried to get involved there and certainly did.
Well, Lawler dropped in, but he dropped in a little bit too late. I don't think that's fair of Flash to move like that.
Flash Funk tags in Scott Taylor.
Now, are you going to accuse Scott Taylor of being Flash Funk's son?
No, they're not related, to the best of my knowledge.
Well, that's what I keep telling you about Jerry Lawler and Brian Christopher, and he won't listen to me. I guess you think everybody's related. I guess you think the whole WWF just one big Godwinn family, where everybody is related several times over in different ways.
Brian Christopher and Scott Taylor, both outstanding light heavyweights here in the WWF, and soon the WWF is going to be announcing the light heavyweight tournament to crown the first light heavyweight champion here.
Whoa, up and over.
Taylor's got great balance and athleticism. Young man from Portland, Maine, going up and over Brian Christopher.
Christopher's got to ground this parakeet. Whoa!
Spinning heel kick by Taylor. There's a lateral press. And Brian Christopher able to kick out. Boy, it's a great broadcast. Big sports weekend here in New York City. Everybody's got New York Yankee fever, except my colleague here who doesn't follow baseball. Or did you know the Yankees were a baseball team?
I've heard rumors of of that, but, well, a lot of people don't accuse the Yankees of being a baseball team.
And they're not coached by the big tuna. He's a Jets coach. That's Bill Parcells.
Yeah, you keep telling me all about this stuff. I don't particularly care, especially if it's related to New York.
Joe Torre's the manager of the Yankees.
Whoa! And speaking of managers, I think that right now Brian Christopher needs a little management from the King because Scott Taylor is outmaneuvering him.
Scott Taylor with a crossbody. Will this be all? 1, 2, and the King saves the day. Folks, we'll be right back.
They are 6 of the greatest World Wrestling Federation superstars of all time. Now you can own a piece of a legend with these one-of-a-kind limited edition collector's series trading cards available only from Stridex. Just look for specially marked boxes of Stridex at your local food, drug, and discount stores. There are 3 cards in every box of Triple Action Stridex. Collect all 6 cards. Stridex Triple Action pads remove dirt, unclog pores, and dissolve oil. They're as effective on pimples as a stone-cold stunner.
Welcome back, folks, to WWF New York Tag Team action in progress. Jerry Lawler and Brian Christopher against Flash Funk and Scott Taylor. It is Bad Blood weekend, and the King is in a bad way here against the ultra-quick Flash Funk.
Well, Flash has been trying to get a hold of Lawler.
Look out. Pile driver. Oh, that'll be all for Flash Funk. That's vintage Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah. See, Flash Funk was in such a big hurry to get a hold of Jerry Lawler, and he had a couple of good offensive moves, but then the King took over, but instead of going for the cover, he tags in Too Sexy. I think Too Sexy wants to get a few boots to the Great Pumpkin there.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This Hell in a Cell matchup tomorrow night on pay-per-view, watch this takedown. Ooh! It's not going to be for the weak at heart. Can you imagine the revenge that The Undertaker is going to extract from the most arrogant athlete in the history of the WWF. Mr. It's All About Me, Shawn Michaels. And there's a double clothesline.
There's going to be no way in, no way out, and there must be a winner by pinfall or submission in that Hell in a Cell. I have a feeling Undertaker's planning on making it last a while.
Double drop kick by Flash and Scott Taylor. And the Prince, the little Whopper Jr. is next. Double DDT. Flash Funk and Scott Taylor back in firm control of this matchup. And the light heavyweight, Scott Taylor now going up on top. Try to put Brian Christopher away. Wait a minute.
Look out, Brian. Oh, wait a minute. Lawler.
Jerry. Oh, Lawler, the ring-wise veteran with a big move there. And now will Brian Christopher be able to put Scott Taylor away? Lawler and Flash on the outside. And there is the Tennessee Jam. And this one is absolutely over.
Oh, wait, what? That sounded hollow. Yes.
Too Sexy, Brian Christopher, and Jerry the King Lawler.
Well, the pride of Memphis, Tennessee, Jerry Lawler and his baby boy Brian are victorious.
Give them a round of applause.
Well, folks, let's take you back now as we watch this replay the last Monday on Raw.
Well, Hunter Hearst Helmsley last Monday was battling The Undertaker, but we had the opportunity to see how Shawn Michaels was going to try to soften up The Undertaker for the Hell in the Cell match tomorrow at Bad Blood.
Oh, look out, here we go. Helmsley's gonna go up. Just like Michaels made this Sunday right into the top of the can.
A one-handed choke slam. And Helmsley was drilled. Helmsley was planted.
And Shawn Michaels' days are numbered. They're numbered. Oh, wait, whoa, what's this?
It's the insurance man.
What is this? And now Helmsley.
He's coming right
Scoots up and here we go. Oh, come on.
Rude attacking the Undertaker with that briefcase.
Look at Michaels.
Michaels the opportunist now. With the Undertaker down, Michaels is seizing the moment.
What is this? What is this? And look at this, China and Helmsley getting in their licks on the Undertaker. Michaels now sets up. Here comes Shawn Michaels. Michaels now with a super kick. Yes!
Sweet chin music that caught the Undertaker right on the chin.
And the Undertaker is out.
And look what they got for him, a body bag.
What? A butt. They're trying to put the Undertaker in a body bag.
Finally, the Undertaker's gonna rest in peace.
I can't believe this.
I've been waiting forever to see this.
Look at this. Michaels with his own strategy here tonight. Michaels with Helmsley. China placing the Undertaker in a body bag. I can't believe it. Just prior to Hell in the Cell.
A huge psychological victory for Shawn Michaels.
Score one, a big
I can't believe the audacity of this trio in the ring.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute.
And Michaels can't believe it.
No! Michaels and Helmsley and China, all three right back on The Undertaker. The Phenom taking a tremendous beating.
But The Undertaker will not quit. The Undertaker is back on his feet.
A hard right hand, Helmsley's got down.
The Phenom.
And now he's going to corner Michaels. Michaels is get Rude back out here.
Michaels is...
The Undertaker's going after him. He's going to get him.
Michaels will have nowhere to run this Sunday in the Hell in a Cell cage.
Come on, Hunter. Helmsley coming up from behind, driving the Undertaker. Undertaker continuing to stalk Michaels. Michaels with no place to go now. A hard right hand. And now the Undertaker just several steps away. What's Michaels going to do? Michaels, whoa. Wait a minute, what was that?
The red light.
Michaels now backed up. Come on. Hey.
He's trapped.
Here comes Helmsley. Here comes Helmsley. Helmsley. Oh, wait a minute. No. Helmsley. Look at Michaels climbing up with a tight.
Tombstone on a steel.
I can't. Michaels, look at this. He's climbing up the Titantron. He'll do anything to escape.
Well, Shawn Michaels will have nowhere to hide tomorrow night on pay-per-view as they meet in the Hell in the Cell. You're seeing the cage being constructed with a top. It'll go all the way to the floor, and the one entrance will be padlocked. Nobody gets in or out till somebody is pinned or submits, JR.
It's all on pay-per-view tomorrow night from the Kiel Center in St. Louis, exclusively on pay-per-view. There'll be hell to pay for Shawn Michaels when he meets The Undertaker tomorrow night on pay-per-view at Bad Blood. And folks, later here on WWF New York, we'll hear the options that Stone Cold has concerning his future in the WWF.
Plus, the Patriot meets Brian Pillman with Marlena by his side for maybe one of the last times.
And when we come back, it's a lumberjack match between Rocky Maivia and Chainz of DOA.
Now on the WWF Superstar line, what does Vince McMahon think of Shawn Michaels personally? Call option 3, The Ross Report, as Jim Ross relates comments from his conversations with the owner of the WWF concerning the Heartbreak Kid. Just call 1-900-737-4WWF. The call costs $1.49 per minute, and kids under 18 must have parents' permission before calling.
Thanks for being with us this morning on WWF New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special lumberjack match scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, accompanied by Farouk, Tama Mustafa, and D'Lo Brown. Representing the Nation of Domination, weighing 275 pounds, Rocky Maivia.
What an impressive group of athletes are the Nation of Domination. Absolutely intimidating, physically gifted, and already these fans are starting with these very uncomplimentary chants toward Rocky Maivia.
And do you think, JR, that that's just plain jealousy on the part of the fans because of the success that Rocky Maivia has had since he joined the Nation? He has really matured in this group.
Get a think.
His opponent, accompanied by Rush, Skull, and Meatball, representing the Temple of Apocalypse, weighing 284 pounds, Chainz.
So Chainz meets Rocky Maivia. The three remaining members of the DOA, the three remaining members of the Nation, will serve as lumberjacks and will remain on the outside of this one-on-one matchup, at least for the time being.
Yeah, you hope they will, but I doubt very seriously if it'll remain that way through the whole match. You know, these guys, the DOA and the Nation, they've had single matches, tag matches. They've had 8 men all out, Pier 6 brawls, but it's the first lumberjack match that they've had, and I think that is going to be very, very interesting.
I think the New York Football Giants could use either one of these quartets to replace their defensive line.
I heard that they just signed up that Pat LaFontaine guy on their team.
That's the Rangers. That's ice hockey, not football.
That's all the same thing. You know, I was at Giant Stadium one time for one of those games. I heard, yeah, an announcement come over the PA system. Said when the lady who dropped her 11 kids off at Giant Stadium, please come back and pick them up because they're beating the Giants 7-0.
This is like working with Chris Mad Dog Russo. I'm working under a handicap here with Kentucky's finest Colonel James E. Cornette here on WWF New York. And folks, if you like slobber knockers and knockdown dragouts, that's what you're going to see in this matchup right here.
Well, you see now a little conversation going on. They're trying to get the verbal and mental advantage.
A little bad blood.
A little bad blood, there you have it. And the object, it's all bad blood in a lumberjack match because the object of this match, just like they do in the lumber camps in Canada, JR, two guys want to fight, the rest of them surround the ring. If anybody tries to leave before the fighting's done, they get thrown back in.
Hard right hand by Chainz. Knocking down the former Miami Hurricane defensive lineman. Rocky Maivia, playing in a Big East conference, has been thrown to the wolves out here. Rocky surrounded by the 3 DOA members, and Rocky right back into the fight.
And that's another very good strategy in a lumberjack match. Throw your opponent out into unfriendly territory, because the 5 seconds or so between the time he lands and the time they throw him back in can be an eternity in the right hands.
Folks, later on we'll be telling you about the big WWF event coming to the Nassau Coliseum live on Friday night, October the 24th. Big information on that still to come in this broadcast as Rocky Maivia takes a drastic and physical shortcut on Chainz of the DOA.
And Chainz is over there in front of the nation, and that's unfriendly territory for him as well.
And they are in front of us, and I don't like that either.
Why do you think I'm scooting over behind you?
Well, I was wondering that.
I would have been over here a little bit before this, but I thought you were the guy that was eating sardines in the front row here. Whew, that smell.
Boy, what a volatile situation we have here in this matchup between these two factions who I don't think respect. I know they don't like each other.
Well, they don't respect each other in the conventional sense, but they respect each other's power and each other's ability and the fact that they're dangerous. Rocky Maivia doing a little hot dogging now, but the thing you got to remember is that neither the nation nor the DOA will turn their backs on each other, and that's a mark of a form of respect.
And that from the WWF's answer to Marv Albert. What an analyst you are, Rocky Maivia.
Yes!
He can't find the mark with the elbow.
Yes! Yes! Absolutely!
Hard right hands by Chainz, and this one is rapidly disintegrating here. Oh, what an elbow drive, right to the sternum. Look at this big man move. Chainz now, again, that's 3 in a row. Rocky Maivia's he's on Dream Street.
He's going to be arrested for walking recklessly and attempting to fall.
Oh, kick right to the head. And what momentum, Rocky kick right outside. And now Rocky is getting stomped by the DOA.
And here comes the nation, and we're going to have a little meeting on the ground out there. They got Maivia back just in time. It was going to break loose out on the floor.
Chainz now, well, he was back in control. Chainz tripped by D'Lo Brown, and Rocky is going to seize the moment here to regain the advantage.
Well,
and we got a fight right in front of us. And look out, get him away from here.
Oh, DDT in the ring. Chainz DDT'd Rocky Maivia in the ring.
Rocky Maivia is a beaten man.
D'Lo
Brown off the top with a double axe handle to Chainz. He rolls Rocky on top of Chainz. The referee didn't see a damn thing. And look out! Rocky Maivia has won this match.
Rocky Maivia.
The match ain't over. It's just getting started. Here comes all 8 of them. Farouk's got a belt. He's whipping the bejesus out of Chainz.
Farouk may be the next Intercontinental Champion, but right now, he's getting whipped like a government mule by Crush.
Rocky Maivia's throwing him. D'Lo's throwing him. The DOA. Here comes Kama.
Oh, what a nasty, volatile scene we have here on WWF New York. These striped shirts, these zebras are going to try to get it back together. And I think the nation may want to decide that discretion for now is the better part of valor.
There they go on the floor. The referee, somebody ought to call the law, JR.
Get Mayor Giuliani down here. We need some help. Let's take another look, James.
Well, you see it inside the ring. All the action was going on the floor. But Rocky Maivia was taken down with the DDT by Chainz, the cover. But D'Lo Brown from out of town. He was on the top rope. And boom! Right across the back of the head. A flip for the pile and a victory for Rocky Maivia.
Well, I'll tell you what, as we said, Farouk's got a great opportunity tomorrow night on pay-per-view to become the Intercontinental Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that still to come right here on WWF New York, the Patriot goes up against that sick Brian Pillman, who'll have Marlena by his side.
It's a Bad Blood Tag Title preview. Thrasher takes on Henry Godwinn.
Plus, when we return, last Monday's ultimatum to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
A cage no one can enter.
Shawn Michaels has his date with destiny.
A hell no man can escape.
Undertaker, I'm gonna take you down, put you down, and bury you underneath that ring.
There's nowhere to run.
There's only one way out,
Nowhere to hide.
and that's over my dead body.
No one to stop the carnage.
You know who the hell I am?
Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker. Hell in a Cell.
I can never rest in peace.
WWF Bad Blood in your house, live tomorrow night on pay-per-view.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being with us here. Of course, last Monday on Raw, I was sure Stone Cold was being fired.
Well, everybody had termination on their mind, but Vince McMahon had something even more bizarre in store for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, last Monday, we awaited anxiously for the arrival of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Austin finally arrived, and certainly Vince McMahon was standing by ready to call out Stone Cold once the Rattlesnake arrived at the arena. But before the owner of the WWF could do that, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin who called out Vince McMahon.
I've allowed WWF officials to be placed in a position of jeopardy, and all because of everyone trying to protect you from yourself. No more. No. No more. It stops right now.
Here it comes. Right now. Right now, watch him.
You're trying to lay down the law with Steve Austin. What it sounds like to me is you're about to fire my. So if you want to fire me, Big Shot, you go ahead and fire me, because I really, truly don't give a rat's what you do.
This might be the greatest thing we've ever seen. Stone Cold fired and Vince McMahon stunned.
Go ahead and fire me. Do something. Say something.
You got three options, all right?
Can you count that high?
Yeah, I can count that high. You've got three options. Number one, right here next week, you can bring that certificate from your doctor that says, okay, Stone Cold is capable of wrestling. Although no doctor in the world's ever going to sign it, because you're not capable, are you? No. Number two, another option just might be that Stone Cold will return to action here in the World Wrestling Federation under one condition. And that is that you totally absolve the World Wrestling Federation from any liability whatsoever, which means you sign a little document that says that you come back, and if you get hurt, it's nobody's fault but yours. You won't sue the WWF. You won't sue any of the officials. In other words, you get hurt, you come on back, you sign the paper, you get hurt, your problem. Is that understood? And there's one other option.
Hold the WWF harmless.
And that other option, I've got to, unfortunately, do what I've got to do then in terms of termination.
Uh-oh. Brings back memories.
Here we go. Here we go.
Well, if I wanted to, son, I'd drop you right on that stack of dimes you call a neck, and you wouldn't have nothing to do about it. You understand that? The snap of my fingers, I'd turn your lights right out.
And he means it, too.
First of all, no doctor knows my neck better than I do. You can look at an X-ray, an MRI, hell, a damn Polaroid picture. It really don't make a damn what a doctor says. Steve Austin makes up his mind, and that's the bottom line. Look at me. Or you can bring your little paper out here. Maybe I'll sign it, and maybe I'll shove it right up your ass. Thirdly, if you decide to fire me in front of the world, I will damn sure beat your in front of the world worse than you've ever been beaten in your life. And that's the bottom line, Vince, because Stone Cold said so.
Well, Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to give us his answer this Monday night live when Raw is warm. And with a guy like Steve Austin, you can never be sure what he is going to say or do. But Steve Austin wasn't finished yet. Later that night, Owen Hart came out with an obnoxious T-shirt and a full complement of security police in riot gear. He had some words to say, but he also had a surprise in store from an unlikely source.
I know deep down in my heart that you will not let Stone Cold Steve Austin remain in the World Wrestling Federation. I know these fans all around, they don't want Stone Cold Steve Austin in the World Wrestling Federation. And it's up to you to make the right decision. Get him the hell out of the World Wrestling Federation. And I'd like to end this by saying, I can't wait till Bad Blood, because I will leave the Intercontinental Champion, and the next night, you will make the right decision and get Stone Cold Steve Austin out of the WWF.
Sounds to me like Owen Hart's got a case of the limber tail.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is.
Exactly
Perhaps
right.
the next Intercontinental Champion, Owen Hart.
What a battle this Sunday between Farouk and Owen Hart in St. Louis for the Intercontinental weight. Whoa!
Look at this! Look at this!
That's Stone Cold! It's Stone Cold! And there's a stunner!
He's in a policeman's uniform! What is the deal? Get him! Get him! Grab him! Where'd he come from?
Here they come, Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom. And suddenly Steve Austin will be on hand tomorrow night on pay-per-view to present the new Intercontinental Champion, whether it be Owen Hart or Farouk with the Intercontinental belt. And Sergeant Lawler, the commissioner, you gotta wonder about his intelligence sometimes.
He's got to be crazy to have Austin there on the spot.
583 pounds.
The Legion of Doom and Ken Shamrock
Warrior Animal.
will meet the Nation of Domination tomorrow night on pay-per-view from Bad Blood. And of course, Shamrock will not be at 100%.
Well, that's right. It was just 3 weeks ago that this spine buster by Farouk caused internal injury, caused a lung tear with Ken Shamrock. He bled from the mouth. He has re-aggravated it trying to wrestle too soon. And I just don't know what kind of shape he's going to be in on Sunday.
I don't know what kind of shape Bert Centeno's going to be in after that power slam. Hawk and Animal in a nasty mood, looking for a real fight tomorrow night on pay-per-view, 7 o'clock from the Kiel Center in St. Louis, Missouri, folks. This is one pay-per-view that you do not want to miss.
Jared, let me ask you this. Can Austin get in trouble for impersonating a police officer? I know you've had some history with that. You got out of that little problem of yours.
I beg your pardon.
That time you impersonated that, well, never mind.
Tag made here between the Hawk and Animal. And Bert Centeno just getting beat from pillar to post. Hawk and Animal coming to Long Island to the Nassau Coliseum on Friday night, October the 24th, where they'll meet Shawn Michaels and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. But right now, it is the Doomsday Device coming up. Say goodbye to Bert Centeno. Oh, what a convincing victory for the Legion of Doom. Somebody's going to be cruising for a bruising tomorrow night on pay-per-view.
That's what the people wanted to see, and that's what they do. The Legion of Doom, they just beat people up. And they do it in convincing and quick style.
So it will be the Legion of Doom and an injured Ken Shamrock set to meet the Nation of Domination tomorrow night on pay-per-view. And we can see more of this from St. Louis at Bad Blood.
And from any angle, it is definitely a Doomsday Device.
Well, folks, the WWF returns to the New York area on Friday night, October the 24th. Tickets are available right now at the box office at Nassau Coliseum and all Ticketmaster outlets. And next week, we'll give you more information on this huge card coming to the Nassau Coliseum.
Well, still to come on WWF New York, the Patriot meets Brian Pillman, who I have Marlena along for maybe her final curtain call.
And ladies and gentlemen, when we return, it will be one-on-one competition. Henry Godwinn beats Thrasher, the Headbangers, next.
So, Agent Sable, you defeated that pencil-neck geek Finkel. Now the challenge will be twice as tough.
Over here, Agent Sable. No, over here. I can't get her. She's using her force field. Keep firing. Keep firing. You zapped me. No, you zapped me.
Join us next time for another installment of Laser Tag, Sable's Secret Mission.
Survivor Series Super Sweepstakes.
Survivor Series Super Sweepstakes.
Survivor Series Super Sweepstakes.
So, JR, what's so hard to say about Survivor Series Super Sweepstakes, huh?
Well, it's not hard for you to say, folks. More details coming up in the next few weeks on that big event, Survivor Series. And here comes Uncle Cletus and his nephew/cousin, Henry Godwinn.
One fall with a 20-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, accompanied by his Uncle Cletus from Bitters, Arkansas, weighing 305 pounds, Henry Godwinn.
Folks, last week on Raw, the Godwinns prevented the Boricuas from becoming tag team champions, James. There was a plan afoot.
Well, that's right. The Godwinns didn't want anybody, especially the Boricuas, to take the tag team titles before they got a shot at them, so they actually interfered and helped the Headbangers.
Weighing 247 pounds, the co-holder of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship, Headbanger Thrasher.
New Jersey's contribution to the World Wrestling Federation, the WWF Tag Champions, the Headbangers, represented here on WWF New York in one-on-one competition by Thrasher. Thrasher doesn't remind anybody of Bruno Sammartino, does he? Or any of the other great WWF legends.
But he's becoming a legend all the more because of the fact that the first tag team championship that this young team has ever won was the WWF Tag Team title. Tremendous confidence builder. They become a better team because of it, but the Godwinns would love to attain the position that the Headbangers now hold.
Well, there's certainly no doubt that some of the greatest tag teams in the history of the game have been WWF Tag Champs.
Well, that's right. You can, oh, sorry, Uncle Cletus. You can go all the way back to Professor Tanaka and Mr. Fuji, the Blackjacks, Lanza and Mulligan. Of course, the Valiant Brothers, Handsome Jimmy and Luscious Johnny. And, of course, the ever-popular Executioner.
Wild Samoans, and certainly many of them managed by Captain Louis Albano.
And he'll tell you in a heartbeat.
Who never met a happy hour he didn't like. And one-on-one here, Henry Godwinn and Thrasher. A little preview before tomorrow night's pay-per-view in the Kiel Center in St. Louis. And folks, if you only order one pay-per-view, make it Bad Blood, because it may be the wildest. Oh, look at the move there. A nice go behind it to a cradle by Thrasher, drop toe hold, and the New Jerseyite may be rather uniquely attired, but he is showing us some nice wrestling skills.
Well, Thrasher is smart about one thing, if nothing else, in that he has got to use his speed, his quickness, and he's got to stick and move against the big, powerful Henry Godwinn, and that's what he was doing, ducking and dodging. Oh, he didn't dodge that one, though, and that may have been a mistake.
Hammering Hank with the elbow right to the face, and now Henry. Whoa! That's a little rough there. Ooh. And that's even rougher. What a clothesline right out here in front of us.
And Thrasher is now on the floor trying to think things out. Looks like he's checking his teeth or maybe looking for him.
Thrasher Moss grew up in New Jersey, and I couldn't believe Condé Nast Traveler magazine calls Atlantic City the worst place in the world to visit. Now, why would they do that?
Well, I can think of numerous reasons, including the ones that they cited. Bad food, unfriendly people, cultural nothingness.
Oh, there's a cover. 1, 2. And somehow, Thrasher got the left shoulder up.
How about polluted air, dirty beaches, slums, homeless people, winos, bums, drunks, degenerates? I love New Jersey.
You fit right in, seemingly.
Wait a minute.
You resemble that remark.
Call the match.
And, boy, look at those. Those are some clubbing blows by Henry Godwinn. well over 300 pounds, as rough and as rugged as anybody here in the WWF. And there's their uncle slash second cousin, twice removed, we think, Uncle Cletus.
He's also his brother-in-law, but we won't go into that now.
That could be all right there. Henry Godwinn. Henry Godwinn using that mass and muscle size advantage. Slows the match down. Thrasher in trouble. And this one may not last much longer. Thrasher just served up a little bit more of that fillet of soul to old Henry.
And whoever wins this one, JR, is going to have the psychological advantage going into Bad Blood in that tag team championship match. They're going to have to be one step ahead. And look at that Thrasher right now. Back up to his feet.
Henry Godwinn again trying to connect with the heavy blows, and Thrasher goes upstairs. Quick drop kick, lateral press, but a 2 count.
Thrasher is outrunning him and outmoving him. As powerful as Henry is, he can't pin Thrasher down.
But now Godwinn slows it down again, and every time that happens, Thrasher finds himself at the disadvantage. Now Thrasher up and over. Hey, that's a nice move. Can he hold him? Yes, he does.
He got it.
I can't believe it. Thrasher using Henry Godwinn's own momentum wins the match.
There's Phineas. Phineas is on Thrasher like a cheap suit. There's Cletus. There's Mosh.
Mosh coming to the aid of his partner. But it's 3 Godwinns and 2 headbangers. I don't like the headbangers' chances here.
And look at Mosh. He's cooking. But there's the unanswered man. Henry Godwinn takes him out of his boots.
The headbangers going down like Al Sharpton's political career in a heat. The headbangers, slot drop.
Super slot drop.
Easy for you to say. We talk about a psychological advantage. I gotta believe the Godwinns on the eve of Bad Blood on pay-per-view are gonna march into St. Louis with a huge advantage over the reigning tag team champions.
They have left the headbangers in a heap. And you've got to think that the headbangers, when they get back up, are going to be dying to see the Godwinns again to get even for this.
Run, people!
Well, what a distasteful situation here. Those stinking hog farmers were just dominant.
Well, when we return here on WWF New York, the Patriot meets up with the loose cannon Brian Pillman with Marlena. Nice and close. Oh, stay tuned.
He's a deranged, maniacal, dangerous madman. He's one cool dude. And now you can have a nice day with this Mankind button and notepad if you order WWF Bad Blood in your house and are one of the first 2,500 pay-per-view subscribers to send their cable bill as proof of purchase. Send your cable bill to WWF Bad Blood in your house. Post Office Box 3857, Stamford, Connecticut, 06902.
Order Bad Blood in your house tomorrow night on pay-per-view. Welcome back this morning. WWF New York is presented by Castrol Syntec, the full synthetic motor oil that protects in ways other oils can't.
And by Starburst Fruit Twist. Come, take a nibble, JR, and twist up the juice.
Get out.
Sorry. Speaking of twisting up the juice, we're going to turn it up a notch here. Brian Pillman and the lovely Marlena. Oh, she's so beautiful and happy today.
Coming down the aisle, accompanied by Marlena, weighing 234 pounds, the loose cannon, Brian Pillman.
Well, not only is tomorrow the big pay-per-view from St. Louis, Bad Blood, it's also Marlena's birthday. And what a hell of a way to spend her birthday. Oh, here they come. Now, don't encourage this psychopath.
Hey, Brian, she's looking better than ever. Whoa.
Stop that.
I believe you. I believe you. We want to stay on the air. Hey, JR.
Brian, come on.
I must say, she's looking like she's looking better than ever since Brian Pillman took over managing her wardrobe, Miss Marlena. Do you know what he was trying to say to me? Did you hear that?
I'm afraid to ask.
It was something about the lack of undergarments. I'm not going to go into full details.
Good grief.
I'm firmly in favor of that, though.
That man is sick. I feel so sorry for that young lady, Marlena.
Oh, she loves to be the center of attention, to be well dressed like that.
up with Vader against the WWF champion Bret Hart and Bret's brother-in-law, the British Bulldog, in that flag match.
And will he be waving Old Glory high in the air in St. Louis, Missouri? I guess they're going to have to show me.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If I were a betting man, I'm not so sure I would put my money on the Hart Foundation. Because I'm not so sure that Vader and the Patriot, when it comes up down to the nitty-gritty, will be able to coexist. And look at that poor thing.
Boy, she's hugging that ring post like she needs a friend. You would think that she had enough hugs lately with Brian Pillman's affectionate ways. But I'll tell you this, I think Bret Hart is going to climb that pole like he's been working for the telephone company for 25 years and get that Canadian flag. That's what I think.
It will be physical, no doubt about it. Great atmosphere on pay-per-view tomorrow night. And the 6'5", 275-pound Patriot using his size and strength advantage against that pesky psychopath, Brian Pillman.
That's the way to stop the big man. Go to the eyes. And now Brian Pillman's going to have his hands full too, JR.
Inverted atomic drop. And the Patriot coming with a left hand. Both Pillman and the Patriot were All-American football players in college. Pillman at Miami of Ohio, the Patriot at the University of South Carolina.
What do you think that Pillman thinks about these crazy stipulations in his match with Dude Love?
Well, that's going to be a wild matchup. I don't think Pillman can beat Dude Love. That's what I think. I don't think Pillman will get the job done, and if he doesn't, oh my.
Well, if Dude Love beats Brian Pillman, then Pillman will be forced to have a match with Goldust immediately afterwards with no disqualification. And Goldust is going to have the best seat in the house to Pillman's match with Dude Love because Goldust is going to be handcuffed to the ring post right there at ringside.
All the elements are there, and look at that sad, sad look on the face of Marlena.
I wonder if she's been handcuffed lately.
I don't know, and I don't want to know. I know she's been almost through 30 days of hell with this maniac, this Brian Pillman.
As a matter of fact, this Monday, right before Raw goes on the air live, is going to be the 30th day. It's going to be up, and so Goldust has planned for he and Marlena to renew their wedding vows right in the middle of the ring on Raw.
That's going to be live on Raw this Monday night. We'll be live from Kansas City Monday night, and look, the crowd chanting USA, USA. Pillman, a well-known Hart Foundation sympathizer, and of course the Patriot says he represents the face of every American.
Here he comes, the big man ducked and the lefts. Ooh.
Pillman's not going to win a fist fight with this big man in the red, white, and blue mask. And atomic drop. And a suplex. Good move.
Good combination, atomic drop into the back suplex, and now the Patriot's got a chance. Oh, isn't that sweet? Marlena had a little heart tattooed on her finger in honor of Brian Pillman.
You notice that Pillman has made Marlena not wear her wedding ring.
And a lot of other things she's not wearing.
Oh, Pillman on the outside, right out here by us. Pillman now grabbing Marlena's purse. Maybe he's going to try to use that for a weapon here.
He's going for her ATM card.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's Goldust.
Look out, Brian.
Goldust tackling Pillman. Goldust can't wait until tomorrow night on pay-per-view.
And look at Marlena. She's bouncing up and down. Goldust was all over Pillman.
The referees are trying to subdue Goldust while Pillman leaves here, maybe for the last time with Marlena.
The loose cannon.
Brian.
Oh, what's going to happen tomorrow night on pay-per-view?
A cage no one can enter.
Shawn Michaels has his date with destiny.
A hell no man can escape.
Undertaker, I'm gonna take you down, put you down, and bury you underneath that ring.
There's nowhere to run.
There's only one way out.
Nowhere to hide.
And that's over my dead body.
No one to stop the carnage.
You know who the hell I am?
Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker. Hell in a Cell.
I can never rest in peace.
WWF Bad Blood in your house, live tomorrow night on pay-per-view.
Welcome back. Tomorrow night, Bad Blood, exclusively on pay-per-view, is presented by PlayStation. A bit of advice for gamers everywhere. Never underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Well, tomorrow night on pay-per-view, JR, it's the Intercontinental Championship Tournament Finals. Farouk takes on Owen Hart and Steve Austin to be there to present the belt to the winner, and who knows what else.
Well, six-man tag team match in the Nation of Domination will face the Legion of Doom and Ken Shamrock.
The Tag Team Championship on the line. The Headbangers defending the title against the Godwinn.
And get this, Brian Pillman meets Dude Love with Goldust handcuffed to ringside. If Dude wins, Goldust gets a match immediately with no disqualifications against Brian Pillman.
It's the U.S. versus Canada for the pride of their countries. The Patriot and Vader meet the Bulldog and Bret Hart in a flag match.
And then the main event, Hell in a Cell, the biggest cage ever erected in the WWF. It will be The Undertaker beating Shawn Michaels, and this one is going to get nasty.
There's no escape. There's no way out. There's no way that anyone can interfere. It's going to be submission, surrender, or defeat for either Shawn Michaels or The Undertaker.
Exclusively on pay-per-view tomorrow night. Whatever you do, don't miss Bad Blood. So long, everybody.